Hi guys, welcome to the mix. It's time for another weekly roundup. And I, of course, am not talking weekly, I'm talking monthly now. I think it's been, 6 weeks, long time again. I got an awful lot to tell you about. It's such an intimidating amount, in fact. As I was starting to pull this together, I thought, sod it, let's just give up on this whole thing. But no, I do enjoy doing these. It's amazing how far I've fallen in terms of doing them so regularly, but I'm determined to keep it going long enough until I can actually address the problem and come with another solution to do these more regularly and more usefully for you guys. But anyway, weekly roundup time again. Ton of stuff to take you through. I guess it wasn't such a big issue when I was doing these less frequently during the summer. I've been doing it for a year, but I mean, back in, even since we've been in the warehouse, because we didn't have so much new stuff to tell you about, as I moaned about a little bit, brands never release all that much in the summer. I guess they assume people are distracted even without sort of COVID and lockdown, relaxing and people doing other things. We never seem to get that many exciting launches during the middle of the summer. Plus, it's compounded by the fact that supply chain issues and there's still a lot of annoying out of stocks at the moment. A lot of companies are struggling. As the stock, as the ingredients and the materials and things come back in across the board, not just sports nutrition, there are going to be price rises too. So, that's maybe a fun thing we have all to look forward to on a bunch of stuff. I've been notified of several price releases on raises on a bunch of stuff we do already, which sucks, and I'm going to have to try and swallow them as much as I possibly can. But I keep on positives rather than negatives here, and largely speaking, it's a very positive time at the moment, and certainly very positive in terms of all the new products coming in. So, didn't have a huge amount of new stuff in the summer, so when I missed these, it wasn't the end of the world. You weren't missing out on all that much. Right now, we've gone on an absolute spree over the last 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Millie wants to kill herself because she does most of the actual listings, not to mention the promoing them and things like that. We haven't even promoed half of this stuff, not even half properly anyway. Tons and tons of new stuff. So I've got to get back into doing these to take you through it and make sure you see some of the cool things we have in and make sure you see why they're cool. And that's kind of what I'm aiming to do here. I'm not going to show you all that much right now. Because there's too much, but I'm getting kind of hungry. I'll show you a couple of snacks. But broadly speaking, I'm just going to wave a few things at you just to make sure you've seen them. Maybe you've noticed restocks coming back in, new products launching. But I guess the key one is to show you why you should be interested, why we think they're pretty cool, why they're upgrades like in the Ghost Legend case, things like that. So that's the mission for this. And sorry, it's so long coming. And hopefully with that in mind, it won't end up being an even longer one than last time, which was stupidly long. Anyway, yes, winter is coming. New stuff's coming with it as well. Fun new bits and pieces you see here. And then we've got some new products we're looking at. Halloween, a couple of weeks away as I'm doing this. It's going to be a bit of a non-event this year, I fear. Well, of course, we're going to do our cute stickers and stuff like that as well, the kind of scary mascot version. So we'll do a little bit of that. But I suppose the main event is really going to be Black Friday, promotions for that, and then Christmas. So we've got a whole range of new bundles and mixes and things we're going to be doing for Christmas this year. We've got some nice boxes we're getting printed and done that should be a nice little bit of polish on the whole thing. Again, we just want to mix things up a little bit. So I've got a new website is this close to going live. That's been hanging over me when I like some dreadful techie cloud for best part of a year, really. So it's not a complete overhaul, but it's a little bit extra sheen, a little bit fresher, I think. And the same thing is going to get overlapped to the logo. So the mascot logo of ours, I've redesigned a little bit, just a little bit cleaner, more simple. But that's something I wanted to do hand in hand with getting the warehouse and the kind of upgrades in general. So website, logo, you'll see a few little changes here and there, but it was time for a tiny mini little bit of an overhaul. Anyway, that's kind of what we're at in terms of this, but otherwise we're just going to, it is slow for us at the moment. We're still, it's not slow, it's not terrible, but it's so much slower than it was during the heights of lockdown, which is to be expected, I suppose, because even for we here on the team, but there's so much to make up for out in the world, and things continue to open up. Numbers are going up a little bit, but broadly speaking, hospitals are doing okay. The deaths are not going crazy. Schools are open again. People are getting on holiday. Events events are happening. Nothing dreadful's going on. I mean, we've got petrol, we can't get petrol at the pumps, and electricity companies are going bust and all sorts of things like that. But the pandemic, at least, is kind of, we're weathering that one okay. And it's about time. So with that in mind, fewer people are going to be shopping online. Sort of anticipated this, so I can't really speak for others, but I imagine this industry and others, people are a lot quieter now than they were, certainly when they're online focused through much of the pandemic, whereas people that, shops that were forced to be closed, indeed our own one was, and people running events and, doing theatre things and cafes, restaurants, hospitality. If you can get staff, of course, then there's a lot of business to be had. So it swings and roundabouts, I suppose. Maybe next year it'll be more of a kind of sizable return to normal where things rebalance. But at the moment, we're probably in the kind of nadir in terms of our busyness. And hopefully that'll pick up in towards Christmas, because we've got some fun stuff to share with you. And it'd be quite nice if, as we get colder here in the warehouse, we've got enough to keep us busy to keep warm. Anyway, new stuff for now. Where to start? I'll probably start with Ghost. I usually like to leave these things with snacks, but I've got so much on the table, so I might just travel from this side to that side. And Ghost, there's quite a lot to cover, just because it's finally coming back to life a little bit. There have been so many stock shortages that I've barely had anything to talk about Ghost-wise for all too long. And as you know, if you've been following these for a while, if you keep an eye on the mix, we love the Ghost stuff. It's something, a personal favourite of mine. It's been a kind of... as I said to the guys, it's one of the only supplement companies that actually makes this fun for me. I mean, I love doing the snacks and I love doing the energy drinks. I love doing stuff on that side. But in terms of the supplements, it was not how I started the business. And it's just some of them, I use them every day. They're functional. You get great tasting proteins and things, but it's not quite the same as a protein bar, a protein muffin, a protein cookie, a protein donut, peanut butter spreads. Like, those are the things that really put a smile on your face. And the supplements are cool and they have a purpose. And, I couldn't live without pre-workout and stuff at this point. But it's just, it's not how I imagined the business when I, fumbled this idea together all those years ago. So Ghost came along and I loved the branding. I could admire the attention to detail. I could see the passion they'd put into something that hitherto had been quite a functional sort of thing. So making it that sort of lifestyle angle. Now, a lot of companies are sort of doing that now, but Ghost really were the first to embrace it in such a way. And just an example of the kind of cool stuff and the devil being in the details, and just the care and the thought and just how cool these guys make this stuff. This is the one of their influencer boxes, I think they call them. So what do they call it? Exclusive launch pack. There you go. But this is just a little kit they actually put out there when they're dropping something big. And I've kind of ruined it here. But as you see, I'll actually bring it in to show you this. Very cool, very solid box. I mean, I'm looking at boxes for us at the moment, and I can appreciate how expensive this would have been to make. But I mean, you get a couple of Legend tubs, one either side. You get some candy themed by the flavour, which is very cool, very nice touch. Anything with candy is going to get a thumbs up from me. But just look at this box, though. I mean, it's got the Ghost watermark on it. It's got a lovely tactile finish to it. It's kind of got the embossing, the lamination logos there. It's got sneaker style label there. So it's a sneaker box thing they're going for. But again, vast expense for something that many would say is just trivial and unimportant. But it really does make a bit of a difference. And it just makes it really, really cool. Makes you want it. That's just something nice enough to send out to us. They have a much bigger EU team, largely UK based at the moment, it would seem. But I've completely lost track of how many athletes and influencers they're bringing on doing this. So there is a big EU surge going ahead at the moment, kind of headed up by Sean Stafford. And it's nice to see. I wish the stock there was there to back it up at the moment, but to make amends for that at the moment, right now at least, there's the Legend V2. So this is the big launch. Legend was the core SKU. It was the main thing back in 2017 or whenever. Dan and Ryan were first putting the brand out there. I guess the pre-workout, certain sports nutrition industry, even if it's kind of lifestyle one, is the key one of these. I suppose it's a big, probably profit margin driver for the companies, but it's one of those linchpin sort of products that any kind of supplement range is always going to be a pre-workout, right? You might not deal with aminos, you might not do a vegan protein, you might not do a CISUS joint support thing, but you're going to do a pre-workout. So Legend was their thing, and it was the ethos for the brand, right? Legendary. I mean, it's just very cool. Legend, the EU version has been stuck at V1 for a long time, and it was a sort of tweaked, I guess you could say watered down version of the American one, because they took out one of the quite powerful active ingredients. It's just not allowed over here. So it was always a kind of, it's unfair to say it was a shadow of the American one because it was boosted in other ways, but it was a little bit, away from their original conception of the product. Anyway, this writes that, and the formulas across the world are far more in line, but also we get some cool stuff in the EU one. I'm a big fan of the Nutra factor. I think that's one exclusive to us. So yeah, in terms of the difference between Legend V, I mean, Legend originally, great product. We've sold tons of it. Very, very popular. Great flavors, of course, and the great flavors remain across everything they do. But the Legend V2, they've sent a big document around about the differences here, because they really want to draw attention to some of the things they've done. They're quite proud of them. And I guess in terms of me, with my sort of layman's understanding, as you know, I'm not going to labor on the technical points of it, but I guess the key bits are beta-alanine has been doubled. Beta-alanine, you guys will probably know as the stuff that makes your face tingle. What is quite nice is that the dosage in here, whilst at 3.2, which is the full kind of clinically studied dose that many of the pre-workouts we offer do hit, it doesn't hit that hard. It's not going to make your lips tingle crazily from the get-go. I've had a few workouts on this stuff now. The new V2 Peach I opened. And I was kind of thinking, it's a bit of a bummer because I'm not a huge fan of beta-alanine, but actually, I didn't feel it that bad. And it's just enough there to kind of get me in gear, I suppose, because I do like that slight burning sensation. It makes me feel something is happening, and it can kick you off into a great workout. So it's not overpowering. So yeah, that's to say, it is a good feature, I'd say then. So it's not something to be warned off by if you're not a big fan of beta-alanine. I know some people hate it, but it doesn't hit as hard as you'd think. But the key ones for me in this are the kind of nootropic focus boosts they've done to it. So the caffeine's still there. It's 250 milligrams of caffeine a serving, and that's bolstered by the Nutra factor. And this is natural caffeine sources now as well. So it's smooth. It's not going to be big, jittery spike and then crash. It's been well put together for that. So it should be quite a nice ride, but you are still getting, well, in a manner of speaking, 350 milligrams of caffeine a serving. It won't hit like that because it's a natural caffeine. So don't be put off by that. It's still not one of those crazy, I'm going to be up all night jobs. So it's a good balance. But the other additions I quite like are the L-tyrosine. It's the first time they put that in. That's quite an old school pre-workout ingredient, but very, very effective for boosting focus, and alpha GPC as well. Same deal, very clean, clear, helps ride out any crash from the caffeine. So I love those being in there. Big fan of the focus-like pre-workouts, and Ghost have doubled down on that route a little bit as well. Plus they've added some other cool new stuff like Senactive. Bit technical for me, but it's an ingredient they're quite into, and it's something to do with muscle protein synthesis and recovery and breakdown, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, very cool. That's in there too. So we'll try and put some on the listings, I think, in some way, shape or form. And Ghost on their own website have made a big fuss about the changes here. But either way, this is even more legendary. It's safe to say that. The dosage, the serving size is bigger. So it's a full 2 scoops of the scoops in here to hit the full serving. And it's actually dropped to 25 servings a tub instead of the 30. So keep an eye out for that one. But you do get a lot more for that serving. So if you did want to get back to your 30, if you just pull back on your scoops, or you could get loads more out of it if you just did a single scoop instead of a double scoop, you'd still get a good buzz and a good workout out of this. And depending on tolerance, that might be all you need. So that's very cool. Other stuff is the flavors. So we actually have some new flavors. Woohoo! We don't tend to do too well in terms of the Legend flavors because we have that separate EU blend. I guess it just numbers wise doesn't make as much sense for them to run off as many flavors. And a lot of the flavors in the States are also authentic, licensed, collab style ones as well, which is really, really cool. But they're either they're brands that wouldn't allow them to do it over here, or brands where they don't think there is quite the they would have quite the pull they would in the States, like the Sonic stuff, the drive-through ones. We just don't have that here. So whilst it's a lovely flavor and people will probably buy it anyway, you kind of miss the point of doing the official collab with doing it. So I can understand why they don't. It's annoying. We miss out on loads of cool stuff, but I can understand why they don't or they can't. Anyway, this one, we do have some new flavors finally, and we have got Welsh's Grape coming over. So we've had that before. We never had the Legend of that, but we've had it in the We got it in the Amino for sure. It's quite nice. It's a true to juice one, so it's quite a sharp grape. It's not like a Calpol candy grape, but yeah, very nice, refreshing flavour and very, very smooth. The new Legend blend. That's something that's definitely I've noticed with the peach. It's incredibly mild. You don't know you're drinking a pre-workout. It's really, really cool. It's very hard to achieve with so many actives in there, active ingredients. So yeah, we've got the just grape coming over. Woohoo! We've got the peach, which is really nice taste. It's exactly like Robinson's. It's amazing for a pre-workout. You would drink this one for pleasure. Honestly, it's delicious. Then you've got the classic Warhead sour watermelon, of course, the OG from them. And there is also another new one, blue raspberry. We've never had blue raspberry in the Legend. We have had it in the original Amino. Delicious flavor. The classic blue raspberry Ghosts have nailed. It's one of those, all-time classic, as I say, pre-workout flavors. You always get a watermelon, you always get a blue raspberry. It was always that way. And yeah, Ghost have got the best of the best versions of those. So 4 flavors coming in. And this video, it is Saturday as I'm shooting this. I might, depends how long it takes me to edit it, but I might put this up on the Wednesday. The official launch is on the Wednesday. So that's what the 17, 18, 19, the 20th, 21st? Yeah. So yeah, for Wednesday of the week coming up anyway, October. And yeah, we've got all those 4 flavors and we'll be hitting the ground running then. In terms of, I'll leave Legend for now, but it's awesome. If you ever tried Legend before, try this one again. It's Legend plus Legend. It's great. And some of those new flavors. And just because we've had no stock, so it's great to have it back in as well. So you'll love it. Yeah, go wild for that. And we've got loads of it as well. So it's not going to disappear for ages. Then we've got, not quite so exciting, we're still waiting for some of the more core whey flavors to come back in, like the chocolate chip cookie. And I think that should be soon, and maybe fruity cereal, but we're still waiting on some of the other bits. We're still waiting on the greens, still waiting on pump, still waiting on loads of stuff. But we did just get some of their limited edition summer seasonal coconut flavor, coconut ice cream in both whey down here and vegan here. Whey we've had before once or twice. We tend to get a dozen tubs and it disappears in no time. And we've got a few more this time, but not much in it. But yeah, we have that delicious flavor. Same kind of, I don't know, general creamy cereal milky sort of base, but with a lovely exotic coconutty overtone. It's quite powerful. It's quite punchy. It is quite a seasonal blend. I'll give you that. But it's a really nice shake. And I always grab a tub every year when they release it because it's just a nice, slightly different one. In terms of the vegan, coconut is actually quite a popular flavor. We have a couple of vegan proteins like the Blessed that do a chopped coconut, that do a vegan flavor. And it's surprisingly popular. I think it's because of that weird clash of the earthier plant-based and the coconut. You wouldn't really put them together, but somehow they kind of work. And this is really nice. And Millie is a big fan of this. She's actually voluntarily going, there's some proteins I can't make her take for love nor money, but she's been making oats with this one for a good couple of weeks now since we got our tubs. And yeah, she loves it. So, it is what it is. Some people just don't like the flavor coconut, but it's actually a really nice shake. So they're in the mix now as well in our bundles and everything else. And we're going to try and get some of the other flavors in just as soon as we can. Also, final one from Ghost then at the front, you'll see we've got at last Ghost Energy back. That's what I've been drinking down here. This has been pretty much an entire year coming back. We don't have all 3 flavors that we got originally. But we have the tropical mango and we have the, what do they call that one? Straight up citrus? Citrus, yes. So it's a sort of spritey kind of lemony sort of one. And the tropical mango, how would I pitch that? Some form of tango. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but it's very, very tasty. In terms of changes, I think the formula has changed somewhat. I don't know if this was something they had to do to be able to get it back to the EU, because God knows it's taken a long time. But either way, I've sort of forgotten. It's perhaps fresher. Like there's maybe a sharper taste than it was the last time around. And the bubbles, I mean, again, there is effervescence to it. It's actually slightly fizzier, slightly more refreshing than I'm... Not that I'm used to, but then a lot of these drinks in sports nutrition, I think the temptation is to say, oh, you're doing activity drinking these, you don't want a big sparkling beverage to bloat you out and stuff. So as a result, a lot of them have reined it back in loads, so you end up with a pretty still drink. But, I mean, you don't need the Diet Coke sort of burn that makes you go, when you drink it. But I think some of the effervescence is good, and it brings the flavor to life a little bit. And it's just slightly fizzier than some of the other drinks we've had of late. And it's actually quite a nice, literally refreshing change on that front. So my favorite of the 2 is the tropical mango. The citrus is fine, it's refreshing, it's a very classic one, but probably a little bit more boring is all I would say. Yeah, this one, really delicious. But they're both great. Natural caffeine, everything as well. Some nootropic hit there you get. What else have we got going on in here? Neurofactor, same thing from the Legend. Ginseng. L-carnitine, so nice little boost from that as well. Alpha GPC. So yeah, it's a nootropic energy drink, sugar-free and everything as well. But it's just, as with Ghost, great flavors, great experience, very, very sexy cans. Lovely. It's fantastic to have them back. So they're on site now. We've reloaded the bundle and stuff as well. So I'd almost given up. In fact, I had hidden the listings. I thought we weren't going to get these, but they are back. The drinks are going great guns in the States. And I'd love to see the same thing over here, purely because I'd love to try some of the other flavors. They've got like, they've got a Swedish fish one. They've got a Bubblicious one. They've got a bunch. So they're killing it in the States. They're getting it in stores. Again, GNC's just gone live with them. Very, very nice. Are we going to get in the other flavors? Well, the collab ones, I would guess not. But hopefully there's some other ones we come, or at least the Warheads to come back. So we will see. But I'm told they're back and they're here to stay. So Dan said we're up and running again. So right now, the supplier all out. So we got a load of it. We're ticking over for the time being. But if you've missed these, jump on, give them another go. Give them a try, stock up while you can, and then hopefully we won't have to wait too long for the reload. But there you go. I'm going to shut up about Ghost. That's an awful lot of Ghost talk. Thank you for bearing with me. But look out for that Legend launch. Should be cool. Okay, snack-wise, we're going to go for Mountain Joe's. So, okay, I know I'm screwing up my ordering thing here, but we've got two of these to talk about. Two new flavors. We did tease. I don't think they've made into any videos before, although you knew they were coming. Maybe the birthday did? I can't remember. But the carrot one's one I'm going to show you here. That was the latest launch and probably the best of the lot of them. If you went to the Arnold Classic in the UK at the NEC a couple of weeks back, he had Mountain Joe's. Ben over there had a stand. He cleared, 3 pallets of them, completely sold out. They went down that well. They're that delicious. You need to try them basically. So we've been doing quite a few of them as freebies and promos and things like that because we've been trying to get them out there, and Ben was good enough to hook us up with them first as well. So massive kudos for us there. But yeah, anything carrot cakey and spiced we're in love with. But these are all wonderful things from him. Lovely boxes as well. Now he's got those printed up too. I'll come and show you this one. Carrot cake is a good one for the season, and it's got all the hallmarks you're going to want in this one. So it's got a nice label, but it's got the kind of cream cheesy sort of fondant coating on the thing. It's got, they're kind of sprinkles, but obviously they are suitably orange coloured. And it's got these spiced inside. He's got this wonderful technique down of underbaking them now, so that's really special. They're really, really moist, and there's a sort of cream cheesy sort of filling going on as well. So really, 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 really nice. There you go. Oh, it just smells fantastic. So yeah, it's kind of like his blondie, but you can see the orange coatings. But yeah, the spice is there. Yeah. So if I bring this one around, yeah, you've got the carrot cakey basey core in there, and then you see there's a slightly whiter fondant layer on top, and then it's the coating on the actual bar as well. So there's a sort of triple layer thing going on, but it's just beautifully spiced. Very soft, definitely sweet enough, definitely creamy enough, cream cheesy enough. It's got a lovely little crunch that comes through from the sprinkles on top as well. Yeah, you get brown sugar. Oh, they're really good. They're dangerously good. I mean, in terms of calories, I think they jump up a little bit. They're like 240 maybe. But between this one and the very vanilla birthday cake one there, fantastic launches from Ben. And yeah, it's really a leveling up of these things. It's quite fantastic. So those ones are in the mix at the moment. They're in the Mountain Joe's Mountain Range bundle. Check them out if you haven't already. There's a good chance we've already foisted one on you at some point, but check these out. And again, it's fantastic for the season. Don't know how he's going to top these, where he's going to go next, but these are what we have to play with for now. So that's very cool. Thank you, Ben. Sticking with, not cakes, but we're going to go to muffins. So a cakey thing. Bit different here. Coming over from the States, Bake City, USA. There's a dude importing these that we're lucky enough to get our hands on nice and early. We've got kind of monstrous protein muffins. So we have lemon poppy seed, we have classic blueberry, we have double chocolate, there's a chocolate chip, there's a banana nut, And there is a weirdly popular birthday cake, and that's got sprinkles on it and a lovely glaze. So fantastic. These things are heavy. These are dense. And I say this both to sort of imply that they are worth the money and they're very satisfying, but also to warn you that calorically, they're a little bit of an investment. Kind of like Lindy and Larry's cookies. They're around 400 calories for these things. So it's just, they are substantial though. You could have them in 2 sittings, but they are fun, they are different, and you do get 15, 16 grams of protein. So it's a good hit of protein you get in there as well. And it's good quality protein source as well, milk protein, isolate, etc., etc. Am I going to open one of these? Of course I'm going to open one of these. I've got to show you this. I mean, they don't look remarkable, right? They look like muffins. But they've really got a good classic cakey texture. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't really be rewarded for making a muffin look like a muffin, but the fact it's got the protein in there as well, and it's a genuinely decadent delight. You can heat them up too. It's fantastic. We tried zapping them in a microwave. Yeah, they get even softer. I mean, great natural sort of flavors in there as well. For my money, the one I've opened here, the lemon poppy seed, is actually very nice, very shiny. It looks extremely cute. I think this lemon one's actually my favorite. I thought I'd love the birthday cake. I thought I'd love the double chocolate. Yeah, sure, I do. They're fine. And the blueberry is one that harks back to my Canada days. I'd have a lot of blueberry muffins there, very big on it. But I like the lemon. The lemon is incredibly fresh, very kind of Madeleine, sort of fairy cakey sort of thing. And yeah, you've got a nice base on it. It's exactly as it should be. It's, I mean, yeah, very, very cakey. It's not too starchy or overbaked or anything like that. It's wonderfully moist. The flavors hit you straight away. Yeah, you're eating a very nice, fresh kind of, I mean, beach Starbucks, because their muffins are a bit stale. But quite an amazing job on these things here. But yeah, there is quite the calorie investment. But hey, we're coming into off-season. We're looking at post-workout things. We're looking at Christmas. We're looking at treats for Halloween. We're looking at hearty snacks. We're looking at things you're going to, you find quite satisfying, enjoying. You can justify the extra calories. So these are definitely worth trying. Check them out. There's a bundle for them as well. I can't remember what it's called. Nope, this one slipped my mind. But I think we do it as a 6-pack, which is a pretty good way to try. And you get to try, I think there are 7 flavors, maybe it's 6 flavors, but nearly all the flavors. Worth a go on those ones, but it's got the protein in, slightly higher calories. Obviously, the carbs quite high because it's essentially a baked good, but really, really nice for a protein muffin. It's the only one we've had. We did back in 2015. I probably had some Project Fitness protein muffins. The brand disappeared. They did okay at the time. We had to keep them refrigerated and stuff. These ones, bit of a different deal, but I mean, I think these are definitely nicer. There you go. Okay, final one. We'll stick with the on the snacks. How much have I done? Nearly half an hour, so rocketing a little bit more now. We have got TotalXP Protein Crunch. Don't think I mentioned these in the previous video. Very slick branding on these. Caught our eye online. They had a good hype thing building up to launch. Obviously, the box has been done. The packaging has been done quite nicely. I'll bring them in. So yeah, the guys know what they're doing. I think there are a pair of dudes responsible for this company. It's a UK one again, so that's quite nice to see too. But yeah, very, very nicely finished. So that's why it always appeals to me. But 13 grams of protein for a pack. Yeah, they're keto because they're super low carb, super low sugar. 106 calories on that one, 106 calories on that one. 0 artificials, blah, blah, blah. We don't do a huge amount of savory snacks here in the mix. So it's always nice to pull stuff out. But the protein crisps and nachos and stuff we do from Got7 and things always do incredibly well. So we always have an eye out for these. And the thing that really caught our eye is nutritionally, they're excellent. Pushes the price up a bit, but nutritionally it's excellent. It's about £1.60 a pack, £1.70. And it drops to sort of £1.50-ish when you buy a box or a bundle of them. 3 flavors as well, but I'll come to that in a sec. Really cool thing is, often when you get these protein balls and stuff, we have had products like this in the past. They're done with usually soy crunchy, soy balls. So, I mean, yeah, even if you've got no agenda against soy, I mean, you are still looking at slightly less good nutritional, slightly less protein, etc. With these ones, because they've actually made them out of milk protein balls, so a bit weird thinking of that in terms of like a steak flavor then and stuff, but because they've used the milk protein balls in much more premium quality ones, they do cost cost more, but it means the nutritionals are much better. And I think they actually have an easier time flavoring them. They're not fighting such a weird kind of earthy, savory case that you kind of get with the soy. So yeah, that's what to look out for there. So that makes it pretty cool. They're all vegetarian, palm oil free, gluten free as well, but it's the low carb, it's the low sugar. It's the fact, I mean, it's about 3 grams of sugar per pack on this one, 1 gram on this one. So, well, it's chili hotness, so it's like a sweet chili, so it would be a bit sweeter. I'm going to open my favorite ones again because then it'll leave me something to eat. The chili hotness was my favorite. There's a smoky barbecue, chili hotness, and epic cheese. The epic cheese really are epically cheesy, but it's not the flavor I would choose first and foremost. It's a kind of what's it special. But yeah, I like this one. The barbecue is a more herby sort of barbecue, a more natural barbecue, and there's a kind of mango overtone. So yeah, it wasn't my favorite one, but yeah, it's another lovely flavor, another classic. But in terms of this, what you get inside, how do I get in this damn thing? I've completely forgotten. Let's try this. Well, they're not going to be popping in transit, that's for sure. Right, so there you go. So literally, I mean, they're only small packs and they're very, very light because there's just air really. But you can see the balls in there. And very generously coated flavor-wise. You know, into it, light as air. Very nice. I think Walker's used to do like crisp. Walker's shots that were in this format, small balls like crisp things. They're really nice. I haven't seen them in years. Anyway. Yeah, so it's 100 calories a bag, 13 grams of protein. I mean, that's pretty awesome. They're great nutritionals any way you cut it, not to mention a novel thing here with such strong flavoring. Yeah, it's a lovely thing. And for savory, it's got to be pretty good to get me to say that. But anyway, TotalXP Protein Crunch, got a load of this in the mix. 3 different flavors. There is a bundle, as I say. They drop down in price the more you buy. If you're into savory, if you're into snacks as you're watching Netflix and stuff, and you don't just want, I don't know, to eat ice cream like I would do, then yeah, these are worth trying as well. Another great one to put alongside the other 2 headlines we've got here. So as I say, there's a bunch more stuff and little snacks, and I mean, I feel a bit bad for the vegans in this one, but you guys have had a lot of coverage, a lot of products thrown at you in quite recent videos with so many plant-based snacks hitting the market. Haven't done one here, but we do have cookies and cream MisFits bar. I'm not going to open it. It's a white chocolate coated bar with dark chocolate kind of protein Crispies. Again, soy Crispies, as I was talking about, that's how they tend to do those kind of balls. But yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, good packaging. MisFits is on a roll. We're selling loads of this at the moment. They're doing fantastically with the short run flavors. So fair play to them. We've still got the speculoos ones in. They've been doing well. There's the banoffee ones back and stuff. Yeah, so I'm not going to show you, but yeah, another lovely bar, decent nutritionals, vegan friendly. To do a white chocolate in plant-based, it's actually quite tricky to do. There aren't that many on the market. So yeah, again, check that one out if you're after a plant-based snack. But these are the big hits I've pulled out for today. Where are we at? Half an hour. Woo. Okay, snacks out of the way. We're going to segue into kind of snack mixes. So snacks with some preparation involved. Em over at MyMuscleMug has been busy again, and we have 2 new flavors in both flavors. So one's a dairy and one's a vegan. So we've got it for plant-based or otherwise, folks. We've got lemon drizzle and we've got cherry bakewell. I say bakewell, it's not called that. Battenburg, what am I talking about? Cherry bakewell. She did bakewell a while ago. Battenburg, there you go. So yeah, we've got both versions of each of them. Fantastic, I mean, kind of summery flavors to be fair, but they are really good ones. We did the taste tests on these, we did the trials, they work out really well. The Battenburg's got a lovely marzipan sort of thing running through it, very, very nicely done. And the lemon drizzle, probably my favorite. Maybe I've got a thing for lemon. I mean, I love the lemon drizzle, the lemon poppy seed muffin. So big on lemon, really nice, fresh cutting lemon. Well, cutting, like fresh cut through of lemon in this thing. Really, really zingy. Worked really well in the format. So we tried the samples of that one. Fantastic. My pick is the lemon. But Battenburg, I mean, you can't beat a cheeky Battenburg. It's a British classic. And another one worth trying. But as I say, MuscleMug's a bit of a resurgence there. We can't keep up with the stock demand on them. There's so many of them going out. So it's wonderful for Em. And obviously she's working on seasonal stuff at the moment as well. So we'll have a Christmas one. I don't know if she's going to pull out the mince pie again. But yes, definitely some other ones still in the works from her. But those are in the mix for now. And I think we've got most of the other flavors. So grab them while you can. There's 20 flavors, I don't know, loads of them. But on MuscleMug mixes, so obviously if you've bought these from us before, you know how they work. They've got very good nutritionals on them, quite high protein for them. It's very good guilt-free dessert and millions of different flavors. You basically add water, almond milk. I mean, you just kind of, dealer's choice. But you prep this by putting it in a mug or a small bowl, and then you mix it and zap in the microwave for kind of 2 minutes. And you've got a kind of fluffed up, ready to eat protein cake. And you can obviously at that point add sugar-free syrups. You can add peanut butter. You can melt chocolate on top. You can do what you want, but very, very cool, very convenient, very easy to make. Same kind of vein as that. And this brings us into another brand I'm going to cover a few bits from, Rep Sports. And they're big on their Raze Energy drinks. So that's this guy here. So we've had these for a while. The stock is shocking, but it is due imminently. This week, in fact, the pre-order is done, locked off. It's great. And we've got 2 new flavors, but I'll mention that in a sec. We'll start from there with a cake thing. We've got Raze cakes, really bizarre. I don't know what a supplement / energy drink company are doing a mug cake mix, but they look gorgeous. So we've got 3 flavors of these. There's a kind of molten lava chocolate cake, this lovely pick and mixy pink birthday cake one, and a cinnamon roll. Very good, very spiced, very, very seasonal. So these things, yes, bizarre product from them, but they basically work the same as MyMuscleMug. You get 6 servings per pack. So it's just basically full of powder in here. And you measure it out. I don't think they actually give you a scoop or anything. So bear in mind, you will have to measure it out. But you make it in a similar way. You add the water or milk, you add the Raze cake mix, you stir until blended, and then you microwave based on texture and taste. So there you go. But it's very good nutritionally. Again, it's good fun. You have a little bit of fun making the thing up. Yeah, very cool. Check it out. Flavor is very bold, I would say that. So we're quite impressed from that point of view. Yeah, I still can't get over them actually releasing that product themselves. But 2 grams of sugar, 12 grams of protein, 180 calories. Yeah, it's a good novelty one. Check it out. Might be a good gift or something like that. And certainly I love the packaging alone. These guys always do branding so well. But from them, we're going to segue. We have the drinks coming up, but in homage to the drinks, they've actually done a pre-workout version of them. The drinks came first, I'm pretty sure. These came after. But they've actually translated it into, I mean, very cute actually, very nice looking tubs here, a Raze pre-workout. So we have 4 flavors of this. They are in the mix right now. Pretty good, I think £30 a tub, 30 servings. So it's not a bad price for an imported product. And we've got some of the classics. So obviously with this one here, we've got the Galaxy Burst, well, there's the pre-workout for it. So it's a nice match. I love that consistency. And we've got another classic one here. We've got the Bahama Lime. And we've got a newbie here as well. Here. Yeah, we've got South Beach. So this is one of the new flavors we've got in the cans coming up, actually. South Beach is kind of coconutty, so maybe not for everyone, but yeah, bound to be a popular flavor. A little bit late for us now. It's hitting fall, hitting the autumn. But yeah, it's always nice to have something new. So look out for the promo on this one coming up. And then we've also got Strawberry Lemonade coming. So I'll give you that on the cans. That's a limited edition one. Won't have so much of that, but that is coming in as well. And then it's a restock on, Apollo, Voodoo, sour gummy, like all the others, all the old favorites coming back in as well. And it has taken way too long, and then customs have had the stuff for ages, but it's coming back in, lots of it. We should have good stock for a while. So look out for Raze Energy hitting the mix this coming week. Anyway, yeah, we've got these pre-workouts in. Why would you want to check these out? They are actually quite a good faithful rendition of the energy drinks, which are famously strong in a pre-workout. Energy drink, it is really strong. In a pre-workout, it's not too strong. It's not a weak pre-workout, but it's actually quite a good general use one, I would say. We've tried this one. We got 1 or 2 samples we're putting into orders. Very, very nice flavor. Very, very smooth. Very quick mixing. Just quite a nice refined product, but they haven't really pushed the boat out on anything too wacky in there. It's largely a kind of a caffeine experience, but they've got some nice hydration stuff in there as well. So it's kind of good for prolonging endurance. So you don't tend to see in pre-workouts. You might tend to see in intra-workouts and BCAAs and things. The fact they put it in here is in keeping with what they've done here, which is very cool. So it's a good one for endurance. So I guess the idea is maybe you could drink this one long. You could look at it as a powdered energy drink instead of the usual pre-workout that you shoot before you go in. This is something you could kind of sip through it maybe. But Other stuff to look out for in this, hydration and replenishment. Yes, they've added pump. So there's obviously no pump ingredients you get in the cans. There is a pump formula added to this. It's not a full disclosure blend. It's proprietary blends in here, but the dosages across them all are pretty good. And I can say anecdotally from using it that you get a good kick from doing it, and it's quite a nice experience. But the fact is, the pump ingredients been added. There is some beta-alanine for tingles, but it doesn't hit that hard. But citrulline malate, you get a bunch of that in there. So that's your pump stuff taken care of. And with the citrifuse stuff. So it'll make you sweat a bit as well. So it'll be quite a good sort of thermogen. It's very good, all-round energy experience. So good price. Cute tubs, goes nicely with the drinks. I mean, you might have missed that on site. You might not think, who the hell are they doing pre-workouts now? But it's actually a very nice product. So it's another one worth me bringing out on the video here as well. So check that out. And I don't know if we've done a post for it on the Instagram. We probably will. But I was quite impressed. Okay, that's done. Energy then. We're going to keep going from there to GFuel because it's there. Probably a little bit too much for casual gaming. Better for that. Because you don't want the pump ingredients as you're sitting there mashing the buttons or the keyboard. Better for that is GFuel. Woo! So, we've got tons and tons of flavors of this. Even they've got loads more in the States, but even we've got 25, 30 of them, I think. We've got 2 new flavors being added. Hive Nectar, which is inspired by, I think, a bee charity. It's a tangerine-y, orangey sort of thing. It's not like honey flavored or anything weird like that, but the same GFuel antioxidant energy kind of focus blend that you know and love in a new kind of refreshing sort of tangy flavor. And also, very cool, I've been after this one for a while. It has been relaunched a couple of times. It has been reskinned. It has been upgraded. But it's a Doom blend. So this is now for Doom Eternal. They redid it. This is Spicy Demonade. It just looks really, really cool. Takes me back to my youth playing playing Doom. Graphics have come along an awfully long way. And I don't remember there being such a backstory back in the original one, but anyway, now quite an elaborate thing. Spicy Demonade. This is a love it or hate it type flavor. It is actually spicy. It is quite weird, but it's I guess it's like the vanilla iced coffee and stuff. I mean, some people really hate that flavor. Some people really love it. It's a very Marmite one. This is a really pushing the boat out one for them as well. So you get reviews on both ways on this one. But it is a novelty. It just looks really cool. I had to get it. I've been after it for a while. That's in the mix there as well. And we got to restock on some of the other GFuel bits and pieces, make sure PewDiePie is kept up and things like that. So they're all in there. I don't know what's coming next. There are so many awesome flavors. And indeed, they've got some great energy drinks that would be lovely to get at some point, but I'll keep bugging the importers and we will see. Okay. Next one. A couple of big supplementy ones. Sorry, guys. I'm ashamed I haven't actually covered this one yet, but I don't think I've done a video since. Beam. So it's the stuff down here. I'll bring these ones in. Pre-workout here, very, very striking. I love the branding. In fact, that was one of the first things I saw about this I liked. This is their pre-workout, given away by the fact it says pre-workout proudly on the front. And their vegan protein. The vegan protein was the real thing that really caught my eye and I got all the great feedback about. And I've seen reviews for it on Stacked and everything like that. Very, very nicely done. I mean, it probably is a bit of a nod towards the Ghost experience there in terms of some of the alternative protein sources and the strength of some of the flavors. But I mean, that's only a good thing. I mean, it's certainly the Ghost vegan was a real boost for much of the industry. I gave a new benchmark, I think. It's nice to see a lot of the other companies raising their game as well. But this Beam one's fantastic. There's a lovely backstory to this brand. And it's... Mike is the guy I've been speaking to over there, who had quite a struggle with his health not that long ago, and he actually overcame. But the treatment, I think, was something that was also associated with the brand. But it was a kind of, the whole brand is a sort of invigorating, revivifying kind of, carpe diem, like, embrace life, be amazing, fulfill your potential. It's all. It's all very compelling and engaging and stuff, and I'm glad the guy's doing well, and he was nice enough. They don't really do wholesale, I don't think, but I gave him a shout and said, anyway, we can get some of this in the UK. I've heard great things about a few bits of your range. I love the formula on the pre-workout. Can we give it a go? And yes, he actually made an exception for us to get some of that in. So I'd say it's worth a try. We've got to make more of a song and dance about it, and funnily enough, the greens, we can only get a few tubs of their greens off them, the chocolate flavoured ones, in fact, and weirdly, they sold out before anything else. So we did have their greens as well. At the moment, we're down to the vegan protein, we're down to the pre-workout and the recovery aminos they've got here. So yeah, very good, very comprehensively things, great patented ingredients. They are fully disclosed products as well. So you see everything you're getting in there. The pre-workout, big fan of myself. We've got rainbow candy, we've got a watermelon one, and we've got a sort of mango lime, I think it is. Actually very, very nice, very refreshing. But there's more flavors. They've just launched a pink lemonade in the States. I mean, the guys are doing lots of cool things. They're a bit of a rebrand as well. You see some of our tubs have got different kinds of labels and stuff even now. But very cool. They do whey protein. They do a bunch of other bits and pieces, but it's too tricky for us to import at this point. These bits we can bring in. And yeah, as I say, the vegan one, very, very cool. They do a blueberry muffin that you've got to try. Fantastic. Again, that fruit and kind of the earthy vegan blend. It's very thick. It's very satisfying. Been wonderfully well done. But this was a new one they just launched, the cinnamon cereal. We don't have such a lovely, well-rounded, kind of carrot cakey, vegan cinnamon protein. And yeah, that's just wonderful. So you've got to try that one. I'm sure Ghost could do that flavor really well as well. But yeah, these guys beat to the punch, and that's fantastic protein. Smells amazing. The free workout is on the stronger side. What you want to look out for in this one is it's a kind of it's quite heavy on the focus ingredients again, and you know a lot of the products we do are because I choose the ones that do that because that's what I like. But you don't notice such a kind of wave of power out of the gate. It creeps up on you slowly, but it gives you great endurance and great connection to the workout, I find. So like a good hour and a half, I was still going with this, and it wasn't anything that sent me crazy, but it's a rather strong, consistent feel good through the entire experience. So again, it's a 2-scoop one for the full serving, gives you 20 servings, but even at 1 scoop, you get a nice buzz out of it. So I've done it at that dosage before. But on the full serving, you get the 3.2 beta-alanine again, it's branded carnosine one. Citrulline is your pump stuff done. Again, L-tyrosine for focus, taurine, betaine. So a lot of these same ingredients that we know work quite well. And then, yes, natural caffeine again, estrogen for absorption, ashwagandha in there as well, for the adaptogen type fix. Very, very nicely put together, and some good flavors coming in, 100% transparent, gluten-free, vegan-friendly. They're all vegan-friendly, the aminos and stuff too, the greens were too. And in terms of the aminos, you have got added hydration things as well, salts and stuff. You've got aquamin as well, which I know Ghost have used before, grapeseed extract, theobromine, leucine, valine. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything, but it's not just a recovery aminos, it's a recovery everything product. So we need to do some bundles for this. I need to touch base with Mike and see what we can do going forward. But yeah, good response already. Check that out. There's obviously good backstory to it, but I mean, from your point of view, it's just lovely branding. I love the kind of gradiated touch on it. It does stand out, which is quite tricky in supplements nowadays, and it's a very different, very striking branding. So big fan of that personally. So I would love for you to check it out, and we will do more with them in future, I hope as well. But yeah, they're in the mix now. What else have we got? Right here, yeah, a little bit different for us. This is part of our kind of new products kind of drive. We literally just got these in. Cream of rice. Now, guys who know probably have this every day and they're addicted to the stuff and they've been buying it from various suppliers and various brands for a very, very long time. We've never done it. We've had a lot of requests for it and we've always shirked it. We've always looked the other way. We've always said, there's no brands we really fancy doing. We have had cream of rice in the form of the American, the import sort of cereal thing, the little box of straight up cream of rice, no flavor or anything. Just, I can't remember which brand it is. I know it's not Kellogg or something, but you know, the straight up cream of rice product that you get in grocery stores over there. We've never embraced one of the supplementy brand type versions of it. So it's better with them because they do flavors, they do fun stuff with it, and they supply it in bulk. So a lot of the guys who are consuming this, guys and girls, will get through quite a lot of this. It makes sense to buy a lot of it at once and the price comes way down. So it makes perfect sense. Anyway, we've always looked the other way and put it off and not really committed to doing it, but we know how popular it is. As I say, we've been asked so many times for it. We've had so many different brands pitch it to us, and there's more and more companies coming to market. We've been taking more of a look at them. And this is the one we went for. We like the fact that it's quite a dinky, manageable tub, but this thing, it's like a cannonball. It's nearly 2 kilos in a tub smaller than Ghost do 900 grams. So as you can imagine, it's pretty dense. And we've got some cool flavors. Maple syrup I've pulled out as one you probably want to look out for. Very good general purpose one. Very good for this time of year. Very warming, very hearty. We've got a chocolate salted caramel. There's a couple of fruity ones. There's a strawberry. There's a vanilla. There's an apple and raspberry. Bit weird. I haven't tried it. We didn't go in deep on that one, but hey, maybe it's nice. And yeah, we'll see. I think there might be another flavor as well. Maybe straight up. Oh yeah, the Choc Bueno, that's it. Chocolate Bueno, yes, there's a sort of hazelnut one there. Anyway, yeah, they're in the mix at the moment. Very good price on them, cream of rice. It's 20 quid, 19.99 for that, and that is a whopping a lot of servings. What is it? 72 servings. So it'll keep you going for a while. It'll fit in the kitchen cupboard quite nicely. You just have to be careful taking it down. Essentially, if you don't know what it is, it's I'm assuming it's just rice that's been blended. So if you get that, put it in a food processor, you'll get the sort of powder used for this, but it's a great like low distress, easy on the stomach carbohydrate source. So if you're looking to get more quality carbs in your diet, if you're looking to hit your macros and you've been told you have to get some carbs in, then yeah, you could go with oats. There's loads of different ways you can get carbs in, but the cream of rice is for some people just sits better than having loads of oatmeal, porridge, etc. And it's quite fun. It's quite flexible. In terms of making the stuff up, it's I do love a jumbo oat. I'm not gonna lie, but with this stuff, I've had it once or twice. It's not really something I would reach for in terms of doing it, but for some reason it's mad popular. I think a lot of coaches spec it. They people to enjoy it. So yeah, it's vegetarian, it's vegan, literally white rice flour. That's what's in there, and then sweetener and natural colouring, etc. So there isn't a lot to the product, but it is a very convenient carbohydrate source. It's quite hearty and quite satisfying, quite warming, all that good stuff. Lots of different flavours in there. The brand is Chaos Crew. This is another brand I have looked at. I don't hate their branding, and their formulas are good, quite good bang for the buck. They've got a very nice looking whey actually that we might pick up. It's again a sort of cereal milky sort of themed one, but I do like the general look of it. But yeah, we've started here. If this goes well, we'll look at more of their range. But yeah, they have greens, they have all sorts. So pretty cool. They've got some very strong pre-workouts. But yeah, Chaos Crew is worth a go. We have looked at Complete Strength, and we have looked at the Trained by JP, and we have looked at various other ones of these ones. And I know brands like Applied Nutrition apparently going to do one. They're all much for muchness, to be honest, but we just thought we'd start here. It had good standout, and we've been looking to try something from the brand. So yeah, there you go. At that price, you can't really complain. And yeah, so to make it, you basically add, I'm assuming boiled water, and then you just kind of stir, or you just add liquid, and then you do what you do with oats maybe, and you would, stir, microwave, that kind of thing. So prepare it as you see fit. Anyway, that's in the mix. Now check that out. Then PES, we're going back to an old favourite. There's more to say here, and we're still waiting for one part of this launch, so I'm sort of reticent to do it, but in fact we're out of stock of one big part of the launch. But yeah, first things first, Select Protein, always been one of our favourites here, probably the best-selling all-time protein we've ever had in the mix. It was one of the first ones ever listed back in 2014, and it has been a bestseller as long as we could get stock ever since. So yeah, it's kind of, king of the castle in terms of the whey proteins here in the mix. So lovely mixed protein, mixed blend as well. So there's a little bit of casein in there, whey protein, milk protein isolate. It's just very, very creamy. It sits really well. Very good, strong flavors, great nutritionals, low sugar, all the good stuff that goes with selecting the best. This was the thing that made us really fall in love with PES. Anyway, they have actually done a new flavor. This is quite remarkable for them because they are a very conservative brand. I mean, the branding would tell you that, but they just don't release that many new flavors. They don't really push the boat out that much. The flavors they've got are stellar, but they just don't churn them out quite as much as some of the other brands do. So we always like new stuff, so that's always a little bit grueling, but whenever they release something, even if it's a vanilla, it's something special. In this case, they've actually gone and done a pumpkin pie. Limited edition, seasonal one. Now, every Christmas, they tend to do a peppermint bark or a white chocolate mint type thing. It's a lovely protein, but it is very, very seasonal. And yeah, it doesn't last well beyond the season. People just don't buy it. This one, yeah, probably a similar experience, but the fact that they've never done pumpkin before, and the fact that they've got the snickerdoodle, which is, a wonderfully spiced, our best-selling sort of spiced protein we've ever had, the one we really built PES on the back of here in the mix, and then cake pop probably. But snickerdoodle, it means they can do spice. They have serious spice cred. So we're very excited to try this, and it did not disappoint. It's not as in-your-face cinnamony as the snickerdoodle. It's probably up there sweetness-wise, but it's not quite as aggressively spiced as the snickerdoodle, which I think is probably a good call. It means it will actually have some utility beyond just the season. It's not overly pumpkiny where you're like, okay, that's a one-time deal for me. It's actually a really nice flavor that, yes, we're going to miss. And in terms of missing it, That is appropriate because we could only get a few tubs, a couple of dozen out the gate, and they sold out already. They've gone in a few days. So ridiculously popular launch there. But don't worry, even though in the States it's all sold out, we know one of the UK importers actually did order a ton of it. So we've got a big pre-order in with them for that. So we should have loads more of this coming. We just took it on the chin just to get the tubs over and flew them ourselves at first. But with the bulk of the stock, there is more coming. So don't panic. Sign up for in-stock notifications on site. All hope is not lost. We've even sold a couple of these back to the States, which was a bit bad. So I would have stopped those if I'd caught them in time. But they sold out so quickly in the States. There was still demand out there. It's crazy. But we do have more of this coming. So yeah, wait for that. It's really nice. You'll love it. New flavors also from them. Again, it's not a game-changing flavor, but they've got a peach. So they've now got sour peach candy flavor in both high volume and prolific. Now, the high volume versions are always harder to get here because they don't formulate them for the EU, but we can usually get a handful, and we do have some en route. It should be a bit late. I was hoping for this week because a lot of people message saying, oh, you're getting the high volume, which is the stim-free pump version, right? I was hoping for the back end of this week, didn't quite make it, but it should be on for next week. So next week we will have the high volume, or just a few tubs of the high volume sour peach candy. And we do have for now loads of the prolific version. The prolific is the stimulant free. So in terms of all the other pre's we've talked about here, they've got beta-alanine and things like that. This one notably skips the beta-alanine. So if you hate the tingles, this is the one for you. But again, it makes use of neurofactors. So a really good focused one. It's got a good solid dose of citrulline for a pump as well. It's not a stimulant fest. I think it's 175 milligrams of caffeine a single serving. But when you combine the nootropic ingredients stuff as well, it does give you a great workout. Obviously, I tend to do a couple of scoops of it, but at a couple of scoops, very little can touch it. It's a fantastic product. So yeah, simple, effective, and yeah, flavors are good. In this one, it's actually one of the better flavors, the sour peach. Everyone who's commented saying, wow, that's really amazing. So as I say, when PES do new flavors, they do them really well. This one was released as a kind of influencer ambassador collab with KK Fit, which are a pair of twins. Well, obviously they're a pair of twins, but they're twins over in the States who are some big influencers, brand advocates for them over there, who are maybe their biggest ones actually. So yeah, quite famous. Anyway, yeah, this was a little bit delayed, but it's the flavor in honor of them, and they have the prolific and the high volume up for grabs. It will be in our bundles and all the rest of it as well. But the prolific version is here to stay. The high volume, grab it while you can. So look out for that next week. And again, pumpkin will be back, but that will probably be 3 weeks. I mean, I'd say end of the month. It might slip into November, but it's coming back, so don't panic on that one. And that's it. So that takes us through PES. Oh, energy. Yes. And that is, I think, remarkably, that's everything on the table, and it's less than an hour. Actually, okay. I'm not quite done though. I was wondering how to do these. We do have more supplements. I said new brands. This is actually a supplement range I'm quite excited for. This is a personal choice of mine. I like the branding. I like the look. It's got a kind of sci-fi thing going on. Great reputation now. I think they've had Stacks Brand of the Year a couple of times. Inspired. So these are the latest versions of the labels, latest formulas as well. Very, very nice indeed. We have got Devastate. Worldwide, global, which is their global version of pre-workout. It's very strong, but it's not a kind of mega. It's not going to kill you pre-workout. It's on the stronger side, but it's more known, I think, for the finesse they bring to it, the completeness of the ingredient spec in there, rather than the pure strength of it. But yeah, these are strong supplements. Don't get me wrong. FSU DyeHard, I should say, is stim-free. It's a pump one, so we don't have enough stim-free pump products, particularly not with like Ghost being way out of stock and stuff. This one is in there, and again, very, very complete label on this one. Fantastic product. So yeah, we've got the FSU, we've got the Devastate, so it's a good pairing there. We'll probably set up a stack on site at some point. And then, again, something I never anticipate doing that well, but greens. So wonderful labels on these things, but they've got their greens here. which is a greens and superfoody sort of blend. We've got 3 flavours of that. Has been really popular out the gate already. We've even had to reorder it despite not really doing any kind of launch. So I'm going to have to talk about Inspired a little bit more, but I've done too much for now, so that's, I'm going to save that one for a later video. But check it out. It's a brand I could see us doing more with. I hope it does well in the mix, but it all comes down to you guys, whether or not you embrace that, whether or not there is actually a demand for it. But it certainly looks fantastic. And we've got Malibu Breeze, funky flavor names. Malibu Breeze again, coconutty one as you'd imagine. Sonoran Sunset. I think that's kind of orange flavor based, orange mango. It's kind of Mexican deserty themed ones. I think we've got Black Nebula as a flavor. We've got Island something. I don't know. There are a few of them, but very cool. Check them out on site. But I'm quite fond of these, so I will do more with it. I didn't have the minerals to do a full coverage thing in the video here. Yeah, very nice. Also, complete wacky ones. We might try some non-perishable things. I've always got this dream of doing products, t-shirts, hoodies, accessories. It's not very pick and mixy, but I mean, you can have some fun with them. As an ego thing, I would love to see people wearing our t-shirts and carrying our shakers. It's just not really something we've ever executed very well. But also the fact that everything we do here is quite perishable. So there's best before dates, and we have to do batch checking and all this kind of stuff. And we do our best to keep on top of that. I just love the idea of us having things that are not going to go out of date. I guess, yeah, fashion can go out of date and stuff. But I mean, I want to do a few more bits like that. So we do quite a lot of shakers, actually. Shakers are like that. But the blender waffle ones, they do well. We've got some lifting straps. Now, we used to do Versa grips back in the day, which are very, very premium. I thoroughly recommend them. Lifting strap. They're not long ones you wrap around. They just kind of cover the wrists and things. But I've had a pair for 5 years, and they're still going strong. I mean, they're really amazing products. They are on the pricey side. I don't even know you can get them in the UK at the moment. As I say, we used to bring them in, but I haven't. I might look into that because they're a little bit boring. But again, family-run company, they know what they're doing. Those things are hardy as anything. You see loads of influencers and stuff using them online. There's good reason. They are the best of the best. So I thoroughly recommend those. But for now, a lot of guys I always notice in the gym will use wrist wraps. So I've never really done that, and I'm probably going to regret it one day when I can't use my hands, especially because I'm a drummer as well, and I do a lot of boxing without wrapping properly. So probably all my joints and things are going to completely crumble on me. Basically it goes like that. And they're pretty good, supportive, 3-inch bands. I mean, you can get longer ones for sure, but for what they do the job. They've got donuts all over them. So, of course, that's why we had to go for them. It's just a little bit of fun. They do a few other bits and pieces, some T-shirts. We might pick them up. I think the brand they've called themselves DreadLift. Left field. I don't think we've sold any of these yet, but they're like £6 for a pair. So it's not too bad. It's quite a good, fun impulse one. Maybe a nice Christmassy sort of gift, but you'll get some use out of them. And as I say, they are pretty good quality bands. They're not like you can't wrap them around 6 times. I know you can get longer ones out there, but for this one, there's a noticeable support you get from this one, and they're useful things, and they've got donuts on them. So that's your lifting powered by donuts. So. I recommend they are in the mix as well there. I think you'll find them in our Just Arrived section. But I do want to overhaul our kind of accessories thing. I do want to do some more T-shirts and stuff like that, even if it's something we just pass on at cost for a bit of fun. So we'll see. I'm always in the lookout for kind of clothing-y type brands. I know everyone's trying to do gym clothing and stuff, but I'd love to just, have some fun things to support the... That was actually recording. Yeah, because we do like sharing the mascot. Now we've got the Tweet logo and things. So we've done it in the past a little bit. We want to do more of it. Anyway, watch this space. That's on my massive to-do list as well. In terms of other bits, just check out our Just Arrived. There is more stuff in there I haven't covered. But yeah, big hitters, obviously Ghost coming back in now, and the Legend, we'll be making a big song and dance about that. So bear with us there. Beam is a new brand that we're bringing in ourselves. I think it's fantastic stuff, certainly in the vegan thing. Check that one out. PES, we have the new bits, but they are not in yet or out of stock, but watch this space again. That stuff's coming back. Cream of Rice, if you're into that, this is one of the new kids on the block, Chaos Crew doing one. Yeah, it's a very nice one, some slightly different flavors there, but yeah, either way, give it a try next time, see if it compares to what you've been using so far. But yeah, we're interested to see what that can do in the mix. GFuel, same old. Raze coming back in, fantastic. And the pre-workouts, again, worth a try as well. If you're a fan of the energy at all, maybe just try something a little bit differently. But I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how nicely put together this pre-workout is. And then muffins, Ben's Wonderful Mountain Joe's bits, fantastic. Oh God, one more thing, sorry. Literally just came in the door. Well, I'd done 15 minutes of video, then the buzzer went. But we've got a restock on a few bits and some new products from EHP Lab. By the time you see this, they'll be on site. So we've got the Bahama Breeze, which is a limited edition summer flavor they've done of the thermogenic OxyShred blend. There you go, lovely. And that is, again, a little bit late for the season, but totally tropical and very nice and refreshing. It's got some very good reviews, that one. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I mean, yeah, it's very nice, sold really well. And then we have here their new BCAA. So we used to have Beyond BCAA. They've now done Beyond BCAA and ENA. This is the upgrade, basically. So yeah, much nicer tubs. And they've really gone to town on this. Not only is it BCAA, BCAA, and EAA, it is also nootropics and stuff as well. So you'll get anecdotally a bit of a kind of mental boost out of this. It's not just some phantom recovery thing that you may or may not feel and see. You will actually, drinking this one, you will feel more awake, more alert. It'll actually have a benefit beyond that. So it's a little bit like the Alpha EAA we've got from NutraBio. So yeah, very good to see these guys going down that same route. I love that product. I think you guys will love this. We've got a whole bunch of different flavors as well. I've got Kiwi Strawberry, which is a EHP Labs bestseller here. Dragon Fruit, which looks pretty badass. And there are a bunch of others, 3 or 4 others. I think we did miss stock on one of them, but a bunch of other flavors that'll be hitting on site very soon. The listings will be live when you see this. And yeah, the Bahama Breeze. And then while I'm on EHP Labs, it has been doing well for us, but we've had some annoying out of stocks. We have got a banana bread blessed vegan protein coming in the small tubs, which apparently is amazing. I mean, they would say that, but yeah, this is one of those smash hit surprise ones for them. And we have got OxyShred, OxyShred Hardcore coming out. Yeah, it's been obviously out in Australia, America for a while. That's coming to the UK as well. We should have that coming up soon. But that is basically upping the stims on the OxyShred blend. So for people who do use OxyShred as a pre-workout and find themselves using 2 or more scoops, this is for you. This will hit with a normal serving, give you that extra stim, that extra caffeine thing. So it's the full-on pre-workout version of OxyShred. So you still get that kind of thermogenic boosting effect, but more of a pre-workout experience. But for the people who want a full-on pre-workout experience, they have Pride as well. So this is a very good focus based on Pride, and I don't think they put base vanillin in it either. We sold out a while ago, actually. All flew out on us. We have 3 flavors, I think, coming back in. A restock on apple, I believe. And then we've got 2 new flavors. I think there's a strawberry one, there's a blue slushy maybe. So yeah, we've got those coming in as well. New listings, they'll be hitting the site, I want to say this week, but shipping from them is patchy. So it might be the following week. But yeah, look out for that as well. And that's about it. Yes, so I will actually stop there. I'm thinking of what else is coming in. We have white chocolate Nutri-Nuts cups. So it's just a white chocolate version of the kind of peanut butter cups from Nutri-Nuts that we've been waiting for a while. Nice, cute, light blue packaging. Was supposed to come in on Friday. I think it'll be coming in on Monday instead, but look out for that one. And that's about it. I will stop there. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This is another monstrous one. But yeah, this does bring us more or less up to date. And then, I don't know, let's try this. I mean, if any of you watch this and make it to the end, please comment below how you think would be a better way for me to do these. I mean, I know you could say do lots of little videos, whatever, but any way that doesn't involve me doing tons and tons of editing and doing videos every day, because I don't have that much time to do it. Just the odd weekend I can snatch the time to do it, and then the processing around everything else, tricky. I mean, yeah, in time I'll probably get someone to try and edit videos. That would be wonderful. But I mean, would stories work? Would IGTV work? Would Reels work? I haven't really experimented with any of these. I think YouTube have got something called Shorts as well. I haven't even looked how that one goes, but I need a more informal way of doing some of these. But I guess I need it informal in a way where they stick around though. So it's not just that you see it and then 24 hours later, the video's gone and it's pointless. It needs to be somewhere that I can put up very, very quickly and informally, but I can then refer back to on an ongoing basis. So I guess Reels or IGTV would probably be the way on doing that one. I don't know. Yeah, I'll have a look into it. But if any of you guys have got any brilliant ideas, I'm all for looking into it, because very keen to do these. I just have to have a way to do it more casually, but also it's got some lasting benefit. That's all I'm thinking. Otherwise, yes, I will see you probably in a month's time. We have a great Halloween. I always love Halloween. So look out for our stickers and stuff if you order from us. I don't think I'll get back on here before Halloween, and it'll take us a little while to pick up, get some new stuff to tell you about and everything by then as well. Yeah, then I suppose I'll be raving about Black Friday and what's coming up then, because it's not that far. Christmas is not that far. So stay well, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed some of this. Hope you try some of these new products. We're excited to kind of share with you, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now.